Okay, man. Thanks for talking.
I'll answer any questions about the game. For me, it's hard to talk about the game when I was most concerned just for the safety of our players after the game. Like, I don't want to make it about that because Carolina, they played a great game to win, and that's a heartbreaking loss for our team. You know, I got staff members that got punched in the face. My family pushing people away, trying to not get trampled. And that's not what this game is about. And you give them all the credit in the world. It's not about the game, but obviously that was a scary ending. And this rivalry is not about that. As far as the game itself, I'll answer any questions. I thought our guys were incredibly ready to play throughout the entire game. Really were in control of the game. I think you look at this sequence, we're up 7, and we give up 3 consecutive threes. I think that's a clear point you can look at with just our defense has to be better. And we have to be stronger with the ball. We'll learn from this, we'll grow from this. Congrats to Carolina for just clawing and fighting back and making one more play than we did down the stretch. I'll open up for questions.
John, I'm not sure.
At the end there, one of the defensive play, Trimble was wide open in the corner, but so much attention it was going to the other side. How did you think you guys defended that final season?
Well, not well. I mean, if a guy's getting a wide open 3, not well. For me, I don't think we should put ourselves in that position. I think that's what I think about. We had a breakdown, I think, on the switch, and then we just collapsed, and you got to give Trimble credit, to knock that down.
John, I'm not sure if you had a half where you didn't shoot a free throw, but you didn't get one in the second half, and you only shot 6 for the game. Was there any reason for that? I mean, it seemed like it was very physical.
Well, look, for me, okay, I don't know if I've been a part of a game where there's 1 foul and a half. I thought we were attacking the paint. Clearly, our guys have to play stronger, play better through contact. And that's our first time. Our entire front line almost fouled out. Blake and Pat have 9 fouls combined. I thought we weathered that storm in the first half. For 30 minutes of the game, we're battling foul trouble. And again, I thought we weathered that storm. But for me, I would have to go back and watch. I feel I know what I'm seeing in person, but I have to go back and watch. And that's not the reason we lost.
Right.
Let me be very clear. That is not the reason. It's hard to win though if you're not, drawing fouls at all, and we're fouling out. So again, not at all why we lost, but that's something we have to do a better job with clearly.
Brendan, go ahead.
Yeah, you call timeout with 39 seconds or so left. What are you thinking at that point? What's the design coming out?
Well, get Cam downhill. You just know he's gonna make the right play, and sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. I'm taking what we got every day of the week, twice on Sunday. That's not gonna be the reason if I'm not sleeping, or that's not the reason at all. I liked what we got. We're at the rim, and I thought he just missed, but good execution, and really like what he did there.
Chip, go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned the fouls with Pat fouling out of the game. Just how big an impact was that with DSAR especially?
Well, yeah.
Much until he fouled.
Yeah, I mean, look, their front line is really good, and give Wilson a lot of credit. He made some incredibly tough shots. Visar, the second half, he really came alive. I love our front line and Pat, what he's done all year. And so again, I have to go back and watch the fouls. I have to go back and watch the game, but clearly that's we're a different team if Pat is not out there at all.
Max, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, sorry about the tough loss. Duke UNC never disappoints. Even though the game didn't go your way, how does being a part of this rivalry, playing in huge games like this, help the team in the long run?
I mean, look, this is what college basketball should be about. This type of game, this type of environment, how much it matters. And after each game, there's somebody that feels the way I do, and there's somebody I'm sure the way they're feeling great right now. That's part of how it goes. And you'd much rather play in games that matter. Like that's what you want. And you want to win games that matter. But again, for us, this isn't slowing us down. We're gonna get back to work. No excuses. Control what we can control, and figure out how to get better. And everything we want to do is right in front of us. It is.
Matt,
Kind of building off that, how much will you rely on or draw upon the experience and leadership of a guy like Caleb Foster now to get the team to realize this isn't, the end of the world, and you learn from it, move on, and use it as motivation?
Look, I think a big thing is not to rationalize losses. I think that's a big thing. I think it's important to be very clear. Like everything we've talked about, at the end of the day, if we handle those 3 possessions better when we're up 7, we're probably having a different conversation right now. And so I think there's just a responsibility that I have to take, that all of our players have to take, our coaching staff, where there are things we could have done, just to find a way to win. And so, again, we've, lost 2 games this year in the last possession. So for us, you talk about winning in the margins. Well, how can we win 1 more possession? How can we win 2 more possessions? And that's going to be my focus. And Caleb has been through this, and he's going to help us a lot in that.
all right, last one. Who would venture that?
You said that the last shot is not why you would lose sleep. You wouldn't lose sleep over that. Do you lose sleep over this one? And if so, why?
Well, here's the thing. I don't sleep if we win. I think the life of a coach, I'm not sure you really ever get great sleep. You don't. That's so win, lose, or draw. I mean, I'm not sure if, being a head coach in college is the profession you sign up for if you're going to worry about your sleep. So for me, I go, watch the game and get back to work and see what we can do. I'm good for a couple more questions if you guys got any.
John, you had some outspoken words a lot 2 years ago at Wake when Storm Court and Kyle was hurt. Do you still feel like court storming should be banned?
I think court storming is fine. I don't have any issue with court storming. I just shouldn't have people getting punched in the face. Shouldn't put our players in a position where they're face to face with people who can do anything at that time, and it just takes one reaction. I thought even today I had to push people away just to try to protect our players. So court storming, I'm all for it. Like, trust me, they won, they should celebrate. If they want a court storm, but just let's get our guys off safely. That's it. So that's where I'm at with that.
Go ahead.
Obviously, ACC coach this year has a handful of super talented freshmen. I was just kind of probably the 2 best were out there tonight. I was just wondering what you made of the matchup with Cameron and Caleb and what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys can make it a matchup, which is fine. For me, I think Wilson and Cam, obviously for me, I mean, they're 2 great players. And Wilson, his shot making early in the game, really, kept him hanging in. He's a terrific player. He's had a great season. And I think it's exciting and great for our league, great for college basketball, to have young players who are really good and impactful. And obviously, both those guys are as impactful as anybody.
Anna, go ahead.
John, yeah.
Well, Anna, go ahead
I was
first.
just going to say, you mentioned in your opening statement, obviously, heartbreaking loss. Can you just talk about your message to the team in the locker room?
Yeah, just, we're not going to hang our heads on this. I mean, we played a game where I thought our guys played their hearts out. I thought they played incredibly tough. I thought we weathered some tough storms there, and we were in control of the game. So you're in the position you want to be in. And we just have to learn how to, handle a couple of those situations a little bit better. But, these losses, to me, I've learned if you handle them the right way, they bring you even closer together than you could have been otherwise. They just do. And that's how we're going to handle this in our program.
Brian?
John, yeah, you mentioned the fighting and clawing from Carolina, those 3 possessions for you guys. Are you surprised at the way your team responded in that crucible?
In which one? You're talking about when the three possessions? I mean, no. I mean, I think it's less about. I just think we had, unfortunately, 3 breakdowns in a row. And again, there's breakdowns the whole game both ways, and just in closing time, that's where you get one stop. I think the clock was running down with Wilson when Dixon hits the 3. I liked where we were at. We just No, I mean, and again, for us, the value of being in these games is huge. And we're going to learn from it, and we're going to handle that better next time. Two more.
I apologize if you answered some version of this, but on the last possession, what were you guys expecting them to do? Did you expect him to get to Trimble? And he's a guy who's played in this game a lot of times, obviously a senior, a rarity kind of in today's game. To be able to hit a shot like that, what does that kind of mean for a player like that? who's been in this rivalry so
I mean, look, I think Trimble is a great competitor. He's been, here for 4 years, right? I mean, so we've had a lot of battles against him. I got a ton of respect for just how he's grown as a player. I thought he really got him off to a good start right away. I mean, the play wasn't for him. The play was, high pick and roll, and thought we were ready for that. And you got to give Dixon a lot of credit, for that pass they made. That's a heck of a pass, and had really good poise in that moment. And obviously, you got to have the confidence to knock it down. And Trimble did that.
Last one here.
Coach, what did you think of Dame's two-way performance tonight, especially after how he's been shooting the past few games?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked about him, man, because Dame I thought was off the charts tonight. Dame, you talk about, obviously there's a lot of attention on freshmen this year, but I love the journey I've been on with Dame, right? Because coming from overseas, there's an adjustment period. His impact on defense, and I thought he played like just a really solid floor game on offense. Made really good extra passes. He was really efficient. I think he showed his competitive spirit tonight, with being ready to go in this environment. So, all right, well, thank you guys. All right.